Hey, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Meet the Shoe. I am Sade.
I'm Nina, and today we have the founder and CEO of Conbody. Hi, Cos. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you for coming on our show.
Of course.
And I was very intrigued. I saw you on Instagram and saw that what you've done over the time of, since you left that bad place, that bad situation you was in, and you created a perfect, program for others to, mentally and physically take care of themselves. So can you tell our viewers what you do now, and what led you to greatness?
Yeah, no, so, to take you back on the origin of Conbody, I came home from prison and started a prison style boot camp where I hired people coming out of the prison system to teach fitness classes. This was all derived from my personal experience. I went into prison for running a huge, crazy drug delivery service back in the day, and was sentenced to 7 years in prison. But that's when I found out I had a lot of health issues, and so doctors in prison told me my cholesterol levels were through the roof, and if I didn't start eating correctly or dieting, in prison, and obviously in prison you don't get the best food, so
Right.
I exercise like no one else. I was working out. I built myself out with I was working out 3 hours a day.
Oh wow, 3 hours?
Yeah, and I lost 70 pounds in 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
What were some of the things that you ate that led you to have health issues?
When I was in the streets, I was smoking, drinking, and then just like eating street food. Like
Right.
I was not picking up a salad. I was eating pizza, burgers, fried chicken, and all the street. Like it's,
On the go food.
yeah.
Hustle and go.
That's it. If it was in a truck, I'm eating it. You know what I mean? That's what I was doing.
I seen also that your dad had like a store, right?
Yeah, my dad had a bodega back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so in the bodega, did he ever allow anybody to come in there and cook or sell food out of there to cook?
Yeah, no, my dad made like the best tacos and steak sandwiches. Like, I wish it would have been open now, because we my brothers and sisters and I, we talk about, like, if he would have had that on and popping today, nowadays, like how the neighborhood changed. Back in the day, we grew up in a really poor neighborhood, but it's so gentrified now. His tacos would have blown up.
What does he say to you when you guys reminisce about it at family time about his recipes? Does he ever say that he allow you to sell them?
Oh yeah. I mean, his dream is to open up a lasagna spot. Like, he makes the best lasagna. Like, trust me. Like, there's, yeah, he's Dominican, and I've never tasted a good Italian. I've never seen an Italian beat his lasagna. You know what I mean? So I got my daughters over here.
That's okay.
And do you you have a older kid as well?
Yeah, I got a 14-year-old son as well. Yeah.
Could you run that story through? Because I know you have the age gap.
Yeah, my daughter is just 4 months now, so the only way she communicates is
from you.
Yeah, exactly. And so my son is older. He's good. He's in high school. He's he's best kid ever.
How do you as now you right now you're doing your father duties right now, and so what would you say as far as, like, you have a son older and now you have a daughter? What do you see like the difference in the two? Because I know you were gone while your son was a baby, young.
Yeah.
But was you there when he was her size?
Yeah. No, I seen I went in when he was almost 2 years old, so I got to experience and change diapers and feed the bottle and all that stuff. So and I'm in a new relationship now. That was my ex-wife, but my wife now, she's so appreciative that I know all this stuff, you know.
Right. Yes.
Now is it her first time having a baby?
Yeah, it's her first. It's her first,
okay.
and she's you know, she's just so happy that I have the experience, but I'm so happy myself and so like blessed to, you know, be a dad again and do this process the right way, you know, and not have to be looking over my shoulders in the streets, you know,
definitely,
and be scared to, you know, losing my freedom and being away from him. And you know, I taught him his ABCs through a prison payphone, you know.
Oh,
like,
wow.
And just seeing him come to, you know, visiting rooms and seeing me in the SHU, you know, we special housing unit, in the visiting rooms when I'm in a gate and shackles, you know, in front of me, and having him cry, it breaks your heart, you know.
Yeah. So how does he feel about that now? Does he ever talk to you about being coming to see you in prison? How did that feel for him to be in that, you know, on the outside and not bringing you home with him?
He recalls it a little bit. He recalls it. You know, the last visit, he was sick, so he does remember going in vaguely, but doesn't. You know, for me, I remember him crying to the officers and having him say like, "Let my daddy go," and you know, I remember like him just punching an officer in the leg. You know, and I'm like, you know, and it was funny but scary to see that, you know, I had no control over that, you know, like I couldn't correct him. Even his mom, you know, she did an incredible job, and she's been an amazing mother since I was gone. But yeah, I mean, it was hard to see, you know, it was really hard to see.
It seemed I'm saying good because for you it's good that you remember the memory of it being so bad. He doesn't remember because you're here. And so now he's seeing you happy, a different person, in a new relationship. He has a sister, you know, he sees you in a different light, and it's good that he doesn't, like, it's vague to him, you know, like a little bit. It probably taps into him, you know, a little. You know, we have kids. When we were gone, our kids were small, and they were, you know, really young. Like my middle daughter, she was like months, because I caught the case like 24 hours after she was
born.
Yeah. And then I had my other daughter was 7. So 7 and, like, you know, basically a newborn. And then now I have a 15-year-old. She don't know nothing because it happened before her time.
Right.
Yeah.
So we totally understand.
Yes.
And my, you know, the reason I thought right now I'm trying to get childcare, but my wife went back to work full time yesterday, so you know, I've been juggling Zoom calls and the God of myself, you know. So
no, we totally understand.
So, you know how that goes.
Question: you were a salesman, but it was in an illegal field. You know, a great salesman seems like. And how did that transition from the illegal to being legal now? Was it easy for you to transition into entrepreneurship? And did you have was it easy or hard for you to find people to come and camaraderie with you?
It was extremely hard. It was entrepreneurship is probably one of the hardest things that you'll ever face. You know, I think even running the streets, it's a little bit easier because you make up your own rules and you do what you got to do.
Right.
But it was, you know, coming home from the system and dealing with, you know, the adversities and the barriers that I had to face. You know, nobody wanted to rent to me. I was trying to find a location. I raised the money. I couldn't even get business insurance because, like, it was, you know, as somebody that's been incarcerated, you couldn't get back then business insurance, or you were being quoted, $30,000 a month.
Wow.
Insurance companies in the state of New York. And it was just there's so many. How do I start something, you know, from scratch? And so I spoke to Governor Cuomo's office at the time, and we changed that policy up. And so I've done a lot of advocacy work. Currently working on bringing down. They're trying to build the tallest jail in the whole world in downtown Manhattan, 40 stories. It's crazy. You know, we talk about closing Rikers Island, which, you know, they're working on, but now they want to build the tallest jail in the world, you know, and it's just like a catch-22, you know.
Right. Oh my goodness. So you were in Rikers Island?
Yeah, I was in Rikers Island multiple times.
Wow.
Yeah, as a kid and as an adult as well.
Okay. So when you go to the politicians and you ask them for help for the programs that you want to do and the changes that you want to bring to the world as far as the justice system, do you ever feel like it's capped, or do you feel like that they're just fluffing you while you're in their face? You know, do you ever get
some are, and some people, you know, we talk, you know, when I do talk to like these white legislators, sometimes I'm like, you have no idea, you know, what we had to go through. You know, you went to, you know, school in Westchester where, you know, you didn't get stopped by cops being searched in the morning, you know, finding a bag of weed in your pocket. You know what I mean? Now you're going through the system as an adult and dealing with all that situation, you know, and that was, but, you know, I don't know if you guys know, but my brother actually won the city council position for the whole downtown Manhattan.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
First Latino we in office down here, and he's been pushing, and it was all grassroots. My brother lost the last race by 1%. He was walking about a marathon every day, 28 miles, knocking on everybody's single door, you know, getting the door shut in his face, and then also just speaking to the neighbors and asking like, what do you want in this community? You know, what type of, and just really listening, and then actually doing the work, you know. And so there are politicians like him that, you know, are putting work in. Or
what is I seen your brother? So was the brother that I seen on the show?
Yeah, that's my little brother.
Okay, what is his name?
Christopher Marte.
Yes. Okay.
And so he won the
city council race for District 1.
Okay.
All right. For Manhattan.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's amazing.
It's one of the most important districts in the whole city. It covers the financial district, Tribeca, Lower East Side, Chinatown.
Oh, okay.
Very, very diverse neighborhood. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good. Okay, so as you started growing, right? How long did it take you to get your first gym? How did it? You know, how did you get everybody to be on accord with the look of because the look of it, Sade was so amazed by what it looked like.
Yeah,
and I was telling her about you, right?
Yeah,
she was in awe, like, oh my, we gotta go.
I know, right?
So we'll see you.
It's not crazy, but you know, I thought about the idea after I had a conversation with a reporter, but it took me about 2.5 years of just hustling and grinding in the street. I started everything in the park, and then I started renting out these small little ballet studios. I raised like every single dollar I had stashed, and then I had hundreds of pairs of Jordans from back in the day, and so I sold all my Jordans, and then I won a pitch competition, you know, that got me funding. So I had about $125K in the bank.
Oh, nice.
And so I started looking for retail. And so when I was going up to landlords telling them, hey, I got this concept, they were like, what? This is crazy. You know, I'm not letting you do this in my facility.
Wow.
And then I was telling them, but I'm helping people coming out of the prison system, you know, to work here. And they're like, no, we don't want ex-convicts working here. You know, so like I was so criticized. Even the brokers, you know, were trying to convince landlords, you know, to not rent to me. you know. And so
That's
it took a while. It took a while, and then I found this on the same block where I got locked up at, where, you know, where I sold drugs at. I opened up under a Buddhist temple there. So
okay.
like this old monk lady, she owned this building, and she was like, I like what you do, and I opened up in the basement, you know, and from the basement we outgrew that. It was just like small 700 square foot space, and then we doubled the size when we moved down the block. Once we proved the concept, yeah.
So how is your program ran? Is it hourly, Monday through Friday? What's a typical schedule, and how many people you service in that one class rotating?
Yeah, every day of the week, Monday through Sunday. Monday through Friday we run 5 to 7 classes a day.
Okay.
On the weekends, about 2 or 3 classes a day. We start at 7 in the morning. Pre-pandemic, everybody was getting up early, so we used to start like 5:30. Now everybody's just lazy. Like, oh, I work home from Zoom, you know. So everybody's getting up later. So, you know, we start at 7. We end around 8:30 at night. We do, you know, during the off hours where we're not doing classes, we're doing private training. We host 20 people in person in class, but we run the stuff virtually, live stream. So we have, you know, we've had hundreds of people tune in, you know, at the same time we run in classes. But yeah, that's how we operate. And then we have an online platform for $14 a month. We have pre-recorded videos. We actually bringing our workout videos inside the prison system. There are correctional facilities now licensing our workout videos that they put in the inmate cell, so now they can work out with us. And, you know, so we're bringing this back inside, but also, you know, spreading the message that we will help you. You know, if we can't hire you, we will try to help you find a job when you come home. So
awesome.
Right.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, we have a program that we're trying to build out. It's called Children of the Incarcerated. And just because we're mothers, that our situation is, you know, a little different from men, because the kids kind of, I don't know if they blame us more than they blame their fathers, right?
Yeah.
For their fathers in prison versus the mother. Yeah. But
well, you guys deal with the day-to-day, you know.
Yeah. And so the disconnect between the kids and the and the parents that are locked up, like, people are not really paying that any attention.
Right.
And we had touched on a week ago that our episode last week was about how the prisons are asking for the community to come in. They're wanting you to come in and volunteer. In the feds, I was fed, she was state. And so they're asking you to come in and I bring your programs inside the prisons, right? And so that's one thing that we don't know which direction
to go, right?
Where we're gonna go yet, but we're trying to build out you know, our program to benefit the people that are in, to have more of a connection. Because if you notice, our crime is due to, right now, it seems as though the parents are trying to be the kids' friend versus how our parents really taught us moral values. We decided to go somewhere else and do wrong, but our parents did teach us morally correct, right?
Yep.
It's just not.
And if we didn't learn, we got spanked.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. And now we go to jail
for spanking.
Yep.
It's like, what? You want us to go to jail? But so we know you got to get going. Tell us a shoe moment that you had that made you uncomfortable and made you no, I'm not coming back in here no more. Also, and on the flip side, we want to know, since you've been home, has something happened to make you feel like you were gonna have a shoe moment, to like, if I go over here and do this or say this, I'm gonna go back to jail?
Yeah, no, I mean, there's so many embarrassing moments in the shoe, but you know, there's You know what? There's one incident where I'm in the shoe in Lakeview, and Lakeview box is a different box than any other box in New York State, because you're not even allowed to speak. You can't speak to other inmates. So we're talking through radiators and all this stuff. And so one guy that I knew that was in the box right next to me, in the cell next to me, we were in the same cell block, and I'm speaking to him through the radiator, and I'm like leaning down towards my bed, and an officer just catches me, takes me out, and just like hits me, and then doesn't feed me for the rest of the day.
Oh my God.
Yep. And and I'm like, I can't live this life, you know what I mean? Like this shit is whack,
And like it's like you tell that you can't eat.
Yep. And you can't even you can't even communicate this incident to anybody, because nobody's gonna believe you. There's no cameras, you're cuffed, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
since you've been home, who is like, as far as like your employees and your business partners, has anyone ever made you so mad to where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to
absolutely, man. But I also pray the Serenity Prayer as much as I can, and also like just keep my mindset in terms of, like, I can't control everything, and just let God do what he does, you know what I mean? Like let the higher power, figure it out. This is out of my control, and I need to know the difference between it, so that's my mindset.
Yes.
All right. What is it that you want to end on, as far as motivating the viewers, and what you have coming up?
Yeah, no, I'm go out there. If you're coming out of the system, try to just keep your head up, and it's not going to be easy, but if you have an idea and you really believe strongly about it, and you want to make something happen, you can do it. You just got to do it, and whether you're rich, broke, or have nothing, like, just put that work in. And right now I'm actually starting a new brand called Conbody too. On the side, where I'm opening up a dispensary for marijuana, and I'm hiring people that have been justice impacted for marijuana too.
Are you able to do that on the East Coast, or are you going to Cali with it?
Right. No, New York, they're launching their applications this summer, so I'm working. So I got to get on the off the call right now, but I have to speak to people about it right now.
Cool.
All right. Thank you so much, Carl. We'll send you an email so you can send us, any information you have to add to this.
Awesome.
Thank you. Have a good day.
No, I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank
you. Bye.